Welcome, sports fans, to Week 8 recap of our Dish Pick'em League. Kyle, did everyone get their picks in on time?
Brittany, we are still 8 for 8. Nobody this season has missed getting their picks in before the Thursday night game.
5 minutes before the Thursday night game.
5 minutes before the Thursday night game.
Let's keep that train a-rolling. How do we do? Any upsets this week? Any big movers in the lineup?
Well, looking at Week 8, overall, the Fumbling Five had their first weekly win, I guess you'd call it, with 12 correct picks. They were the only team to get 12 right this week.
Impressive. Not so fumbling after all, those 5.
They got it. Coming in second place for this week were the Echo All-Stars, the Pterodactyls, and Show Me the Money, right behind them with 11 correct picks.
Pop quiz. Do you remember what Show Me the Money, what Brit's picks Show Me the Money is from, Kyle?
I believe it's Jerry Maguire.
Very good. Excellent retention.
Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr. won a couple, what are they called?
Oscars?
Awards.
Yes.
Alrighty, but looking at the overall stats, Red Zone Royalty and the Freakin' Beacons are still on top with 76 total points. And in third place are You Ready for Some Football, Sacked It, and the Pterodactyls with 73 points.
I remember Sacked It being at the top there. How the mighty have fallen.
They're a few points behind.
Yeah.
But overall, there's still, again, plenty of football left to be played this year and plenty of time for teams to make a mid to late season surge and pick up some spots. So right now, only 8 points separate the first place team total from the last place team.
That's nothing.
Very doable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Additionally, for the upcoming games this week, we have, for Thursday Night Football, the Eagles versus the Texans.
Why you gotta bring up Eagles?
They're still undefeated.
I know it.
Let's see how long it can go. Additionally, looking towards Sunday night, we have the Titans versus the Chiefs. And then for the Monday night game, we have the Ravens versus the Saints. And as always, Brittany, when are picks due?
Glad you asked, Kyle. Picks are due yet again, which I feel like everyone knows since they're making the picks, but just in case, 5 minutes prior to the start of the Thursday night game.
That is true. Do we have any interesting injury updates this week, or?
We do have interesting injury updates. However, big news. I don't know if you've been keeping score, but it's official. Tom and Giselle, divorce is final. Giselle has said she'll be fine. She's been doing her own thing for years, so it seems like this was just a formality. But again, Brady, it's in his head. It's obviously a big life change and something weighing on him and will affect his performance. So keep that in mind. A couple other things. Week 9 on a bye this week. The Steelers, not that it mattered, but will not actually be playing on the field as opposed to being on the field and not playing as we saw this past week. As you mentioned, Eagles are still undefeated, and sadly that means that I owe Tom Volpini lunch. Also not playing this week, Cowboys, Browns, 49ers, and Broncos and Giants. So those teams are not in it, but so didn't really focus on a lot of the injury updates there. Some interesting things happening in the league. The Colts did fire their offensive coordinator, so some changes in play calls there could mean good things for the Colts, so keep that in mind with your picks. Your team, the Bears, traded Roquan Smith to Baltimore. So he'll be playing for the Ravens. Maybe we'll make be a deciding factor there. And then Chase Young is being activated off the physically unable to perform list. So he'll be back in the game and could be a game changer there. So things to keep in mind on the injury reports and changes to the rosters when you make your picks this week. I keep shaking the table. I can't not do it. Obviously, we're in a slightly different setup this week. Thank you, Terry, for the use of your office. Got some feedback after last week that when the heat is on in our previous studio, that it does impact the audio. So we'll see how this goes. Kyle, anything else? I know there have been some big playmakers with some injuries. We saw Pollard stepping up for the Cowboys. So may not be too too quick to bring Zeke back into the fold with some performance like that. And Dak, again, what is up with the thumbs? I feel like he needs to play more video games or something, but now his left-hand thumb, his non-throwing thumb, was a factor in this last game. So, yeah, interesting. The Cowboys won't be playing this week. They are on a bye, but some things to keep in mind for future picks. Anything else before I get into Brit's picks, the part that everyone fast forwards to see if you've actually watched a movie yet?
You know, it's also my favorite part, so I'll let you get right to it, Brittany.
Picture it. 1986. Young already know. You watched 0 movies from 1986 ever. Okay.
Probably.
This is a personal favorite. I'm going to forewarn you. Do not look. Avoid the 26% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. This is a quality film. It's a personal favorite. Wildcats, featuring Goldie Hawn. You'll see some debuts, some young Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, Nipsey Russell. Great cast. She takes over as a high school football coach, obviously to the dismay of others, and has some challenges and things to overcome. But it's a comedy, not fun for the whole family, but yeah, a personal favorite of mine. National treasure, Goldie Hawn. A memorable performance and a great soundtrack. There's a football rap song in there, similar to like the Bears Super Bowl Shuffle. Do you remember that?
I can get behind that.
Yeah. So, quality film, big 80s. If you're a big 80s fan, you can rent it somewhere. Apple TV, Amazon Prime. It's not streaming anywhere currently. It was on HBO Max for a while, but not now. But I would recommend checking it out and not looking at Rotten Tomatoes before you do. That's what I've got this week. Kyle, anything additional to add as we head into week 9? Almost at double digits in the season. This is a halfway point, 18 weeks?
Yep, 18 weeks. We're going to be halfway there.
Yeah. So, still anybody's chance to win those amazing prizes. Don't forget, there are prizes on the line, so remember that with your picks when you make them at least 5 minutes before the Thursday start game this week. And as always, Kyle,
Make good choices.
make good choices.